Hey folks, it's Dave here, and I just got home from the rink. It wasn't that cold of a night. It was, you know, 30 degrees instead of 0, which is fine. I'll take those. But anyway, I think that's 7 out of 8 days I've been in a hockey rink. It's just been a busy time. But anyway, I'm coming on tonight. I played some Apple hockey earlier tonight, and that kind of spawned this discussion here. Um, I was reading something tonight this afternoon, and then it carried into tonight at the rink. I was, during the game, I'll look at Facebook and Delphi and things like that. And um, I noticed there was a thread, and I don't know how much detail I want to get into this thread. Uh, but they were talking about, somebody had ordered, a product, and they didn't like the communication from the company and how they were handling it and the whole bit. And there was this big long gripe session about this game or this season or whatever they ordered. And then of course it turned into one of those things. Whereas, some people are like, well, defending the company and defending the person, and like, well, this and that and the other thing. And then there are other people like, well, what's the problem if I want to, you know, if I want to complain, I should have the right to complain. And then there are some other people like, well, you can complain, but you're gonna ruin it for everyone. And so these comments are all over the place. So I kind of want to chime in on some of this here as Barbara stops by. Yeah, she's watching her Rangers win again. Yep, Steeler fan comes by, and I guess I'm going to take the half full approach, the glass half full approach. That's what I titled this video. And as I'm reading the comments tonight, and again, I see him on Facebook, I see him on the Delphi forums, and everyone makes a good point. If you're spending your money, you expect something from a company or a person. You expect a little bit of something. And you have every right to be upset if you're not satisfied, or if you feel that something should be done better, or if you feel like you're ignored. That's a big thing too, is you're spending your money and you feel ignored. There's nothing worse feeling. You want to feel as though you're spending your money and somebody appreciates that you're giving them your money. Okay. And so I'm reading this thing here, and it just got me thinking, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just my old age, or if just because I'm still not feeling well and I'm tired. You know how when you get tired, you get a little sentimental, and maybe I'm getting older and just softening my stance on things. I don't know what it is about tonight, but I um I played a game of Apple hockey tonight here on the channel before I went to work, and I had so much fun with that Apple hockey game. And I wasn't sure if I was going to play Hockey Bones or Apple, and I played Apple hockey. And I I messaged Ron after I got done. I says, I played Apple hockey tonight, and I think I really like Apple hockey again. Not that I didn't, but I played a couple of games and they were okay. And then I played Hockey Bones. I was like, oh my god, Hockey Bones! I love Hockey Bones. I can't believe I'm not playing Hockey Bones, right? But I went back to Appa tonight, and I'm going back and forth between the two, and I'm trying to come up with I'm going to do a video on comparing Apple hockey and Hockey Bones, because they're 1 and 1A. And and I just had so much fun. I said, Ron, I think I like Apple hockey again. And again, not that I ever stopped liking it, but I it kind of took a back seat. Took a back seat. And now tonight I played it and I really enjoyed it. So I'm reading this thread, and I'll wrap all this up in 1 second. As another replay guy, Hooray, comes by. I said that wrong, didn't I? Yep. And a great Ranger game. Yep. So we got a couple Ranger fans in here. Good for you guys. Yep. Nice job. Um, but anyway, I'm driving home tonight from the rink, and I was going to come home and play something tonight. Sometimes I'll play when I get home from the rink, and I'm like, what am I going to play? And I'm like, this is a great problem to have. I can play hockey, I can play baseball, I can play football, I can play basketball. All these games I can play, right? All these games I can play, and I'm so thankful for that I can play all these games, and I can play all these seasons all that I have. And I'm like, people are complaining because they're not getting their stuff immediately, or they're not being treated the way they think they should be treated, or something like that. And everyone's arguing about, well, give it a few days or give it a couple of weeks. What's the hurry? This and that. Some people saying we're spoiled with Amazon, which we are. Let's face it, Amazon spoiled all of us. Although I will say I'm not getting my stuff in 2 days anymore, and I'm not getting it the next day. Sometimes I'll go online and I'll try to find something. Let's sort of brighten this up a little here. There we go. I'll go online and I'll be like, okay, I need, some, whatever, markers or pens or, something little. And if I have the choice of getting it the next day or 4 days from now, I'll go Amazon Prime. That's what I'm paying for, right? And well, what happens? I get emails. Well, sorry, we're running late. You're not going to get it tomorrow. You'll get it the next day or the day after. I don't get things from Amazon in 2 days too much anymore. And that was even before the Christmas holidays. I just wasn't. And so I've learned to say, okay, if I don't get it in 2 days, if I can get it in 3 or 4, that's fine. But we were spoiled by Amazon. But even Amazon can't keep up with Amazon anymore. Okay. Let me just say that. And so I just was driving home and I said, something, I so much appreciate these games and the fact that I can play these games and I can play these seasons and I have so many choices. And I know when we order our games and our seasons, we can't wait for them to come in. It's like Christmas morning. You're just laying in bed. You're like, oh, mom and dad want to sleep in. I want to open presents. And they're saying, no, we can't get up till 6. And it's 4:45. I got another hour and 15 minutes to go and I'm going bonkers here. I mean, that's how I was as a kid, And so I know we want our stuff immediately and the whole bit. And we want to feel like our business is appreciated. Um, but I'm trying to take a glass half full approach in this because I just enjoy playing these games so much. And maybe it's because I just got through a ridiculous a week of work where I was just putting ridiculous hours at the rink and I couldn't play anything because I was so tired. Literally, I didn't even come down here for 3 days. I just would come home from work, take a shower, watch a little bit of YouTube, and then go to bed and do it all again the next day for the next 2 days. So I didn't play anything for a few days. And when I finally got to play, I played a little bit. I don't even know if I played yesterday. No, I didn't. I didn't play yesterday. I was too tired to play yesterday. I did a chat during the Super Bowl, but I didn't play anything. Today, I finally played something, and I was so excited to play that I was like, all these people griping about this, that, and the other thing, and I'm just so appreciative of being able to play. Um, and that's kind of what I wanted to get at tonight. It's we really should try to appreciate more what we get to do with this hobby. I mean, I was playing some 83, 84 Buffalo Sabres and Boston Bruins. I had Ray Bork playing with me tonight. Rick Middleton, who's my second favorite Bruin. We were up playing the Sabres, who had Gilbert Perreault and Tom Brasso. It was such a fun game to play. I mean, it just was, and I played it my way. I didn't play it exact by the rules. And I know ID's wrestling with that right now because he wants to play the APA baseball, the master game, or the Merino boards, or the basic game. And it's just like whatever you have fun with, you should be playing. And I've been all over the place with APA hockey. I mean, I've really made that game my own. And I used to play like all these extra optional rules. And I've since backed on off of those optional rules, and I find the game to be more fun that way, at least right now. And maybe at some point I'll put them back in and have fun again. But tonight I played and I was rolling, coincidental minor penalties or a neutral zone faceoff. I'm like, something? Coincidental minor penalties, we're still going to, I don't know if we're going to play 4-on-4 or 5-on-5, but there's no real power play. So, something? Instead of stopping and recording penalties and whole bit, I'm just going to play on. And just played on. And I had a blast with it. It was so much fun. And it's just, I just people complaining about everything, and even on the Delphi forums, once in a while you see that too. And you get the people, the white knight, and people going to come in a white knight for the company or the person that you're complaining about, and the other people saying, no, we have a right to bitch and the whole bit, and I'm over here saying, man, I'm just enjoying these games that I'm playing right now. And I played tonight because I hadn't played in a handful of days, and I just was like, this is amazing. And the fact that now that I get done, this crazy hectic week of hockey, I said, okay, well, I worked a ton of games here, and I'm just like, okay, what am I what am I gonna do here? So I made all this extra money with all this stuff, and I got sick doing this because I've been working so much in a cold hockey rink. I said, okay, I'm gonna take some of this, and I'll put it aside and I'll pay bills. But some of this I'm gonna go and I'm gonna buy some seasons. And I bought some Appa and I bought some hockey bones with some of this extra money that I made. And I'm appreciative of that too. I'm appreciative that I work so much that I have this this spare change once in a while to go buy some seasons. Okay. There'll be a time where I won't be working much and I won't have the extra spare change to go buy stuff. But right now I'm a working fool, and I look forward to being done my 7 or 8 or 10 days in a row of working to be able to catch my breath and say, okay, I need to do something fun with what I just did. I put in my dues. I worked all these days, and I'm gonna and I look forward to buying stuff. I research my seasons, and I really look forward to that. Then I place my order, and I can't wait for it to come in. And I'm still waiting on some orders that I placed. And something, when they get here, they get here. Do I want them in a hurry? Yeah, it'd be great. But I got to keep in mind that this is not Amazon. This is not Best Buy. It's not Walmart. These are smaller companies. They're people just like me, and I get a small company, and I do what I can. I don't always get back to emails right away. Sometimes you're just like, oh man, you read these emails, just like, I don't want to deal with this right now. I just don't want to deal with it. I've dealt with so much today. I don't want to deal anymore. And I've done the same thing. I'm behind on my billing. I have people that owe me money and I haven't sent out the bills. It happens. It's small. It was small companies. It happens. Okay. Now, if this was EA Sports, or Microsoft, who are these other companies, these big video game companies that put up stuff, then you can complain about it a little bit. But we're dealing with regular dudes. We're dealing with people like us, and you got to cut them some slack. And I think we know who we're talking about. The different companies here that have been around a while that can just rub people the wrong way. And so I don't know. I kind of just want to come on and say that tonight as Bill Thornton comes by. Hi, Bill. Good to see you here. Um, and Barbara says she's going to watch the hockey game from earlier. That was a fun hockey game. Again, I enjoy playing my hockey games. I really do. That one I kind of raced through that one in a little over an hour because I had to go to work and I couldn't really I couldn't lollygag. I had to really push forward with that. But I'm appreciative of the people that make the Excel spreadsheets that help me play these games faster. That's so cool. I have Appa and Hockey Bones that I can pull up on the Excel, and it probably shaves a half hour or so off my game because I don't need to roll as many dice because it's all on the screen, and it helps me with my face offs and my line changes, and it really does. It really does. And so I guess like I said, I'm just trying to take a glass half full approach here. That I haven't had too many bad experiences with anything I've ordered in this hobby, and I've only been doing it 5 or 6 years now, maybe 7 years. I haven't been doing it that long compared to a lot of you guys. And there's a couple times that I would go online and I place an order, and then I add to it. I'm like, something, let me just order instead of just piecemealing this. Let me just order the big caboodle. I'll just spend all this money and I'll buy this. And I would email them or call them. No, I think I emailed them like, hey, can I change this here? I said, I'd like to spend more money with you. So instead of this, can I change it to this and I'll spend more money? Nope, 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 nope. I already put the order in. That's done deal. We don't change nothing around here. I'm like, I want to spend more money with you, and you're not gonna let me because of your ancient practices with your business, right? That's about the worst that I've really had. And I just, okay, fine. I'll just stick with the order I got. And, kind of sours me. And then I don't think I wanted to order from them for a while, but, eventually you get over it and the whole bit. And, it's weird. sometimes you just get that old man grumpy customer service, but you have the choice at that point. There, you can say, "Hey, I'm not going to deal with these people, and I'm going to go and I'm going to play a different game, and I'm going to order from somebody else. I'm going to give them my money so they'll appreciate it." And people do. You really do. You have that option there. But like I say, I try to give benefits of the doubt all the time. I try to give people some leeway. I have to realize that this is a fun hobby. We're not talking about, oh, I need my medicine to live on, or I'm calling an ambulance or the fire department. I'm playing a game on my table, for crying out loud. Let's put it in perspective here. You know, and I'm really not trying to make excuses for bad customer service or people that aren't appreciative, or just certain business practices in our hobby. Because there's other hobbies that have the same thing. My buddy Ray does all the trains, and he tells me the same stories. You know, he says he went into they got the train stores, so you can actually go in the train stores. We don't really have sports simulation stores that we can walk in. You know what I mean? And he tells me the same stories. He says, "Dave, I went in. I'm traveling for work, and I stopped in as a train station nearby. Not a train station, but a train store. Okay, that sells the little miniature trains and stuff. And he went in there, and this guy was, ranting and raving about something. I don't know if it was politics or something. And he was so miserable to be around that, my buddy says, he goes, I just left. And he goes, this guy is just miserable. And it's just like, I didn't want to spend any money with this guy because he was just so miserable. And it's like, whatever he was bitching about, he goes, I was actually agreeing with what he was saying, but I'm not going into your train store, your hobby store, to listen to you go off on something. And it's in every hobby. It really is. In every hobby, we're going to have good and bad experiences. I'd like to think you have more good experiences than bad. But when you have a bad one, I know it sticks out, and you get a little sour. We do. But I'm just keep it in perspective is what I'm trying to say. So, Steeler fan, I can't disagree with what I'm saying. I'm kind of saying a lot of different things here right now. I really am. I think you should have the right to gripe about something, um, but it doesn't need to be out of hand. And you know, and there's reasons why some of these people and some of these companies do things, and some of the reasons we've heard about or they've tried to explain to us, and some I agree with and some don't. I'm not going to lie that I've heard some people say, "Well, this is why they do it this way," and I still look at that and I was like, I don't agree with that. Nothing I can do about it, because it's not my business, and that's how they run their company. But I don't agree with that. I think it would be better to do it this way or a different way. Um, but you just got to kind of deal with it. There's nothing you can do about that. I run my company certain ways, and there's people that disagree with me, and they say, "Hey, Dave, I don't like the way you're doing this, or I don't like the way you're doing that," or and it's like, well, this is kind of how I'm doing it, and I've been doing it this way for 25 years, and it's got me 25 years. So, there's been a few things I've had to kind of change with the times, and I try to do that. But I mean, sometimes it's being a small business, you know, we're just human. We really are. We're just human, and sometimes, like again, sometimes I'll look at my phone, I'll see the emails, and I'm just like, like someone will say, "Hey, tell me about the league." I have a website with uh, you know, FAQ that talks about it. I get pictures about. I mean, what more do I got to do? I mean, what do I need to sit down and have a cup of coffee with you and tell you? Well, we play hockey. We show it. We play hockey. I don't know how much more I can tell you. I try to explain things on the website. You see the pictures of it, and inevitably I get someone. It's laziness is what it is. Tell me, I need more info about the league. What more information could you possibly need It's all right there. It's on the website. If you found the website, it's there, but no one ever reads the FAQs anymore. They just get an email and they fire it off. And then they get mad when they don't hear from me. And I've had guys yell at me. I've sent you 3 emails already. Yet you sent me 3 emails in one day. I'm not sitting here on a computer. I'm one guy. I don't have a whole company of people here answering emails. It's just me. And maybe I'm at the rink doing something, and I see the email come in. It's like, well, when I get back in my office, I'll sit down and respond to it. Then you send me 3 more. It's like, what's going on? I've been emailing you. I've been Facebooking you. It's like, dude, give me a chance. I'm at the rink running the games right now, so I can't get to you. Then I come home and it's late and I go to bed. And the next day I get up and then I start tackling this stuff. So I've had complaints about me and how I do my thing too, because I'm just a one-man show, you know. But I'd like to think that people, for the most part, enjoy the league that I run and how I do it, and they understand things, and we have an understanding. And that's kind of the same with some of the hobbies here that we got. And you're not going to agree with the way everybody runs things, and I certainly don't either. I look at that, and I wouldn't do it that way. But then there's someone that will say the same thing about me. Geez, the way Dave does it, I wouldn't do that. But I guess I'm really focusing on just, if you place an order, like the PDFs are usually pretty quick, but anything like computer related where you got to get a code, it might take a day or 2 to get the code. Sometimes you get them in a few hours. It's great. When you order printed seasons, sometimes they're in stock and sometimes they're not. And it all depends on what it is, and as for how fast you get it. I've ordered from both Strat and Appa, many times. And there's been times it's taken weeks. And there's been times it's taken 3 or 4 days. I'll order it on a Thursday or Friday, and Monday or Tuesday I have it. And that's happened. It's happened many times. Like, holy crap, I just ordered this and here it is. And there's other times that I order it and I see that they got it and they confirm my order, and then they charge my credit card, and then eventually they ship it. And it's a couple of weeks or so before I get it. Yeah, I've had both happen. So I mean, I've had the good and the bad myself. It's never always good, and it's never always bad, So let me get back to the chat room here. Steeler fan says, I've had issues with missing items, damaged items, late shipments, etc. When I've reached out to the companies involved, they've made good on it, and sometimes have sent me extra items for the trouble. I had that happen with Appa. I was missing envelopes, which seems to be my only real issue with Appa right now. Is just I'll get it in, I'll look, I won't have the envelopes. But lately, what I've been ordering from Chris on Facebook, I'll have him custom make me the envelopes. I can see behind me all those Appa things. Those are all custom envelopes for the most part, and so I don't even use the envelopes that come with it anymore. I know not everybody does that, but that's I like my hobby and I like my collection, so I like to have the custom envelopes. So I'll order the custom envelopes, and so for me it wasn't a big deal. But when I emailed and said, "Hey, I'm missing San Jose, and I'm missing whatever other team I was missing," they made good on it, and I didn't get a response. But 4 or 5 days later, I get an envelope in the mail with the envelopes I was missing. So they read them all over there at Appa, but they don't just respond. They don't respond. Which again, I don't know how hard it would be to say, "Got it. We'll send out the new ones." I mean, that literally takes all of 5 or 10 seconds. But if you're doing 100 of them, well, then it takes a while. So I get that. I had my first order from Apple was damaged, and he said, "Take a picture." So I took a picture and showed him, and a few days later, I got a whole new order all over again. I ordered the game and the season, and I got it all over again. So they made good on it, and most of these companies do. Let's face it, most of these companies want to do right by the customer. Okay, they might have the old man grumpy attitude because a lot of them are doing a long time. It happens. and I probably have that from time to time too in my job. But most people want to please the customer. They really do. And again, I think we have been spoiled in the age of internets and things like that. And a lot of these companies that have been around a while, they've done things differently in the past, and they're not going to be up to speed with some of the newer places. Some of the newer games that we all play, that you order cards from or games from or whatever. And everybody does it a little bit different. I mean, you look at Inside Sports, and when they have their Black Friday sale, it's buy one get one of lesser value. So you'll order a season, like on the computer. So let's just say you order, whatever the 2000 season, you order it, you pay for it, and then you email them and say, "Hey, I just bought the 2000 season. I would like the 1992 season as my free season." So it's a two-step process with them, and it should be you go on the website. Okay, I want to order 2000. Send me 92 as my regular. But then that's not how they do it. Is that after you order, you need to email them, and I've done that for many years with them, and every single time it works. Every single time. That I've never ordered a season and then said, "Hey, I ordered a season," or I've ordered, one if it was two seasons, buy two get one free. I forget what it was at the time, but I said, "Hey, I ordered this. I would like this my free season," and I get it. It might not be in an hour. It might be that night or the next morning, but it's never too long. It's really not. I've heard the same about ASG. That you get a computer game, you need the code, and you're waiting for a day or two, and sometimes it does take that long. It just happens. And I know we want it right away. We want it right away, but I don't know. Steeler fan, I believe that's how you approach them is 90% of the battle. Yeah, I think it is too. I think it is too. If you get guns ablazing and you start yelling and screaming and swearing, you're not going to get anywhere with anybody. But if you just talk calmly to somebody, chances are, again, was it catch more bees with honey than you do with vinegar or whatever it is. And I find that, boy, you can get really mad sometimes. But if you just kind of talk to somebody, they're more apt to help you if you're normal about it. And I forget the last time that happened to me. Something happened and I was out of my mind about something that was going on. And I remember I got the person on the phone and I said to them, I said, "Look, I know it's not you and it's not your fault. But can you understand where I'm coming from where XYZ?" And this person was very understanding, very sympathetic, and they helped me out. And if I was like, this company and this and that, and you can all kiss my, if I was like that, this person's gonna be like, "Yeah, something, I don't need to help you. I'm not gonna go the extra step for you." And even though you're probably right, it doesn't. But if you try to talk to somebody somewhat calm in a nice manner, usually, like Steeler fan said, that's 90% of the battle is 90% towards getting what you want, is how you approach people. It really is. And Steeler fans again says we do the same thing. People call and ask, what we do. We tell them to go to the website, read it, and call back with questions. If you don't do that, they'll keep you on the phone for an hour. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, but I've done the same thing too. So when I see these emails come in, it's like, I shake my head, but it's like, I've done that too. It's like, you go to a website, you look, you spend 5 seconds looking around. And if you don't find it, you fire off an email or you call, you chat, you're like, "Hey, I got a question about, this, that, and the other thing." And it's just, I didn't find it, but then when I go back and look, it's like, oh, here it is. I had an issue with my websites the other day. They upgraded my web server and I couldn't publish to any of the websites. I was like, "What's going on?" I says, "Usually when they upgrade the server, nothing really changes on my end. I do everything the same and it works fine. It's just an upgrade on their end." This time, however, how I uploaded my files, I had to change how I did it. And I freaked out and I was all pissed off because I couldn't update these websites, my stats website and anything like that, schedules, nothing would update. since they upgraded the server. So I'm firing off emails and I'm in the chat with them and I'm like, what the hell's going on? You guys change this and now I can't update my website. And so while I'm sitting there, waiting for a response, I'm going through the email and I'm clicking on the questions and it says, "Oh, so after this upgrade, this is how you can get to your website now is put in this instead of this." And I put in this instead of this and I got right in. I was uploading my file. Before they even got back to me on the online chat, I had solved my own problem by looking around. But I was mad and I was panicking a little bit because I couldn't change anything. And so yeah, so I was a little lazy myself, but when I did the work, I found it and I solved my own problem. I did. Excuse me. Um, so I guess that's where I'm coming from tonight. I don't know if it's just because I'm tired from all the work I've done and I played a game tonight and I absolutely loved it and I'm looking forward to some of the seasons I ordered and playing some games and researching the teams I want to play and the players and the projects I want to do and the playoffs I want to play. And, I got 100 things in my head I want to do between, baseball, hockey, and football pretty much. Um, and so I don't know what it was, but when I read that big long thread today, and I've seen a few of those between Facebook and Delphi, I just kind of wanted to kind of respond. I didn't respond to anybody on there. I didn't get involved in that, but I thought I'd just come on tonight and just talk a little bit about it. That it's not worth getting worked up over. And now again, if you place an order and a month goes by, you don't get it. Now you got okay, fine. That's really bad. But I would say if in a couple of weeks or so, I mean, first of all, you should get some kind of a confirmation, and if you don't, then you did something wrong. The order didn't go through. I've had that happen before. I thought I placed an order. Boy, I haven't heard back anything from them. Nothing ever went through. Okay, so I got to do it again or whatever. Um, but I just think give it some time. If not, then send off the email or call whatever you got to do and say, hey, I placed an order here, just making sure you got it and I didn't do anything wrong. Or you never know. Sometimes things are in stock and sometimes they're not in stock. That's the other thing too. So, but anyway, um, yeah, I just wanted to come and talk a little bit about that tonight, about glass half full. That I don't know, maybe it's just because like I say, been working so much and I've been tired that when I finally get to play, I'm so happy that I'm playing these games. And the fact that I ordered a couple seasons, they're coming in. I'm looking forward to playing them. Coming up with some new, I think I like the goalies that played the one game in the NHL type of thing, or one game in a season. Or like the 18-year-old or the 40-year-old goalie. I like the idea that I'm going to probably play some of those weird one-off projects where we play some really different goalies here on the channel. I think that would be really kind of fun to do that. And I have a few of those already picked out that I want to do. And so it's just the idea that I've been enjoying the gameplay lately. Maybe it's just because I've been so busy and I can't play, but I've been enjoying playing. And when I see people complaining about it, it's kind of a bummer. And even though when they have a good point about something, it's just try to enjoy it. Whatever it is, try to enjoy your game. And when the seasons arrive, they arrive. If they don't arrive after a long time, then yes, get them. Hey, look, what's going on with this? But you should get some kind of a confirmation. If you get the confirmation, that means that the order went through, and now you just got to sit tight. And keep in mind, we're playing games on our table. It's not you're not waiting for medication or food or anything like that. Now all that being said, you watch. I'll place an order and I won't get it, and I'll be all mad, and I'll go on a rant. you know, maybe I'll be in a different frame of mind at that point there. But where I am right now, again, I had such a fun time playing that Apple hockey game tonight. I can't wait to play the next one. I can't wait to pull out Hockey Bones. I almost come home tonight and pulled out um, one of the baseball seasons I've been playing. Like I said, I get the 79 season I'm playing with everybody, and then I get the 78 Red Sox. I was like, oh, maybe I'll play one of those. But no, I thought I'd come on tonight and kind of talk about, trying to see things glass half full. I'm not trying to bury my head in the sand and say that these problems don't exist, but I'm saying some of the problems exist, but they're really not as big of a problem as we think they are. I guess we'll just kind of leave it at that. So, I'm Dave, and yeah, it is good to see me in a good place. At least I am right now. I'm in a good place right now, considering the health issues I have that I'm working through and my busy work schedule. But when I get to play these games, it's just I don't know why I start to appreciate them a little bit more, and I appreciate the fact that I can order a new season and look forward to playing some of these teams and some of these games. And I got a new game in today. I got a game that's been another game that's been sitting over here since Black Friday that I haven't even opened yet. And I got 2 games in my email. Now I haven't got to any of them yet just because I've been working so much. So, I've really just been kinda playing the games I know how to play because, I have to learn how to play all these new games. And it's just, right now, I know I don't have the mental capacity to sit and try to learn a brand new game right now. And I think I've told them too. I said, "Look, I'm gonna look at your games, but I says, honestly, I am just out straight with work right now. We're not even really doing any interviews on the podcast because I've been working every Saturday night pretty much. But I will get to the games and we will talk about it and I will get them on the channel. Um, but I feel bad because there's some games here I really, really want to check out, but I know I can't even I don't even want to open them up and try to start them because I'll just be too frustrated because I just don't have the time to properly look into these games. And it's probably going to be a couple weeks before I do have that time to do that. So that's that. And Joshua stops by. Glass half full is a great reminder for all of us in all aspects of life. It makes the world a better place. Yeah, and I get it. Sometimes it's you got to deal with crap in the whole bit, um, and that happens. That's a real thing. Is that if bad things happen. When my truck, you know, my truck was in the shop for 3 weeks, and they called me up and said, "Yeah, we found the problem. We're going to order the part. Now the part's delayed, and all this other stuff." And they said, "Well, we're going to give you a rental." Right? They're going to give me a rental because it's going to take a lot longer to fix my truck than I thought. So they had it for 3 or 4 days, and then I went and got the rentals because I worked around it, using the wife's truck for a little bit, and then I was like, okay, I need to get my truck back, and I got come get a rental. So they gave me a rental, and it's all covered under the warranty. Well, I go to turn in the rental, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you owe us for like 3 or 4 days." I'm like, well, "What are you talking about?" "Yeah, well, your rental was only good for 11 days, and you had the truck for 14 days." I was so tired from working and just aggravated. I almost lost my crap on him, and I went in calmly and I says, "Well, here's the deal. It's not my fault. You couldn't fix my truck for 2 weeks. Okay, it's under warranty. That's why I bought it here." So I says, I'm not going to be paying anything extra for this rental. If you couldn't fix it in the 11 days, that's on you. You're going to pay the rental. And I was very calm about it and very matter of fact, but I certainly was not going to be paying anything. And they get on the computer and it's okay, you're all set. Again, if I went in there acting like a jerk and screaming and yelling and throwing things, they might have put up a fight and said, "Nope, we're not going to do it. You're going to pay this." But I went in and just was calm about it, and I didn't need to go to level 2 Karen on them. I was able to keep it at level 1 and talk calmly to them. I was ready to escalate to tier 2 because I wasn't going to pay for that. That's not my fault. Um, but again, talk to them calm. We worked it out. Everyone's happy, and that's where we are at least right now. So anyway, so go play your games. Enjoy the games you have. Okay, these games are great. They're all great. They're all fun, and it doesn't matter which ones you play. They're all fun, and it doesn't matter how you play them, as long as you're having fun. And that's what it's all about is having fun. And when we got someone lined up that's going to come on the show, and we're going to talk about like playing the games, either playing games correctly or playing simpler games. I think we're talking about here, and is it okay to play some of the basic games? And so we're going to talk about that on the show. But anyway, I'm Dave. I'm going to go to bed and do it all again tomorrow. I think that foot of snow turned into an inch of snow. So I thought I was going to have tomorrow off from work and just be clearing snow all day. But I think what's going to happen is that we're supposed to just get a couple of inches now. So it looks like I am going to be working tomorrow a normal day, and we won't have the snow. I don't know what I want for the trade off. I'd love the night off so I can, just kind of, play my games here or whatever I'm going to do. Um, but it sucks not going to work because I don't make any money. And I'd be clearing snow all day. So do I want to clear snow all day, or do I just want to have a normal day of work? I don't know. We'll have to find out. But yeah, I just, I honestly, I'm a late arriver. I'm a late arriver to this hobby. So maybe I'm still in the honeymoon phase of all this stuff here, and I'm still discovering new games and playing, new seasons. So for me, maybe that's what it is with me. Um, and I get the frustration in this hobby, but every hobby has their frustrations, and I'm just kind of, And again, we don't have to bury our head in the sand, and we can be upset about how things are handled. But let's just, if we take a step back, give it some more time, and let's just let things work themselves out, and I think we'll be happy instead of getting on and, oh, I didn't get my order, and blah 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 blah. And then everyone starts arguing with you. Then becomes a pissing contest, and it's just like, yeah, I don't know. I try to stay out of that. And Barbara says, not a lot of snow for you to clean. Yeah, hopefully you miss it. Over here, they showed the map, and like the snow line was here, and then it went all the way down to the south, and above's all rain. So we're in the rain area. So we're gonna get a little bit of snow, but hopefully not much, and that'll be that. But anyway, hey, I'm Dave. Just thought I'd come on and talk a little bit about that tonight. Let me know what you think. Am I right? Am I wrong? You never know. Let me know how you handle some things, and everybody does it different. But I think look at it. Try to be a glass half full guy. At least with this hobby. At least with this hobby here, because this is all supposed to be about having fun with our games. So we'll talk to everybody later. You guys have a good night. Bye bye.